Ronda Rousey is back, folks. She is back. She's back in action, and she's taking on none other than Gina Carano. And that's all going down, guys, May 16th at the Intuit Dome in LA. Yes, guys, I said LA. I mean, I haven't, not many major fights are going through Los Angeles anymore, right? It's usually like Madison Square Gardens. It's happening either in Las Vegas, either at the T-Mobile Arena or at the Apex Center, or it's happened in Saudi or UK. But this fight, guys, this fight is going to happen at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, guys. It's the first ever MMA card on Netflix. The first ever live MMA card on Netflix. And guess what? It's being promoted by none other than, well, if you guys are thinking it's going to be Dana White, UFC, think again, guys, because there's another promoter in town. He goes by the name of the Problem Child, Jake Paul. Jake Paul and his company, Most Valuable Promotions, they're going to be promoting this event, and it's going to be a doozy, guys. It's going to be 5 rounds, featherweight bout at 145 pounds. On paper, guys, this is a dream fight. But a lot of people are saying that it's 10 years too late. So in reality, it could be something much, much bigger. So what makes this fight so shocking? I mean, other than it's like the badass Ronda Rousey. I mean, we haven't seen Ronda Rousey compete in quite some time, guys. I mean, she hasn't fought since 2016 against Amanda Nunes, all right, which ended up subsequently in a loss. And then Carano hasn't fought since 2009. And she lost via TKO by the hands of Cyborg. Now, that's 26 years combined of inactivity, guys. 26 years. I mean, look, this isn't like, these aren't two active, contenders or guys who are fighting on the circuit, or maybe not even necessarily in the UFC, but, fighting in, their respected, organizations. No, these guys are, both of them are subsequently retired. And so, yeah, when I talk about 26 years of inactivity, that's that's a lot between these two guys, all right? And I mean, the last time I think I've seen Ronda Rousey was in a WWE ring, and she did pretty good. She did great as a WWE diva. But that said, I mean, that was quite some time ago, right? So, I mean, the question comes down to, is this nostalgia? Is this legacy? I mean, like, we're in the era of, like, streaming, spectacles, like, is this just kind of like a live stream, kind of influencer? It's got that influencer feel to it, although neither Carano or Rousey are influencers, but there is, but it's promoted by Jake Paul, right? And there's going to be a lot of folks there, a lot of big time YouTube guys, Instagram, TikTok, and all social media like kings. They're all going to be there. And there's going to be a lot of media hype on this for sure. There's going to be a lot of buzz. I mean, the fact that MVPs are, behind this fight and they're promoting it, you can rest assured there's going to be umpteens of millions of dollars going to be spent in ad revenue to beef up this fight, if it isn't already. Now, again, though, a lot of people are saying, hey, great competitors, love to see these two dance, but these guys are kind of getting up there in age, right? Now, before Ronda Rousey became a global superstar, Gina Carano, all right, she was the face of women's MMA. She was the face, guys. All right, she was the first woman. She had the first women's fight televised. This was on Showtime, guys, back in 2007, and she was the first woman to headline a major MMA card, and that was the fight that she lost to against Cyborg via TKO in 2009, but she was the original it girl of the sport. She was it, guys. She was it. And then some of that fire started to dissipate by the side because a new badass emerged on the scene, none other than Ronda frickin' Rousey. All right? Ronda comes out there Olympic gold medalist, okay, Olympic medalist, sorry. Strikeforce champion. She was a UFC bantamweight champion. 6 title defenses, guys. She's a woman to be reckoned with, and she was the first woman to be inducted in the UFC Hall of Fame. Now, if Carano built the runway, Rousey launched the rocket. That's what a lot of people are saying. I mean, for all you Carano fans out there, you're probably going to disagree with me, but that's kind of how it played. I mean, Carano came first, then came Rousey, and now these two guys are going to tangle? Wow. I mean, look, the UFC tried, Dana White tried, but the negotiations between these two guys back in 2014, it went nowhere. It went south, all right? Because Ronda Rousey did reach out to Dana White, and she did bring it up originally with Dana about the possibility of these two guys fighting, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to think, like, holy, like, I mean, here we are. We're in an era where we might potentially see the baddest woman on the planet return to take on the original baddest girl on the planet. I mean, how crazy, guys. How crazy would that be? All right. Carano's 43 years old. All right. Let's not look. She's 43 years old, but she was the biggest star in women's MMA prior to Ronda Rousey's arrival. Now, 43 years old, guys. I mean, that's really pushing it in age. All right. And so, I mean, you can't undermine Gina's abilities of what she was able to do in the ring. I mean, she was a legend. Like, I mean, she did so much. You know, she paved the way for women, especially in the UFC and MMA. But a lot of questions are going to surround her health, her age. And there's obviously a lot of cage rust, obviously, right? Now, Ronda's 39 years old. So, I mean, she's up there in age as well, too. I mean, she's slightly younger than Carano. But, I mean, she's still one of the biggest. Guys, I still think she could be one of the biggest draws, all right, in combat sports. I mean, she's absolutely one of, you know, she's so influential. She's when she tweets, when she talks, people listen. All right. And I mean, the amount that she's done, or the amount of accolades that she's received in the world of MMA and outside of MMA, the WWE, I mean, that just adds to her living legend status. Okay. She's definitely, she's also paved the way for a lot of other women, right, to come into this sport. But I mean, Rousey's being widely, publicized as perhaps one of the best female MMA competitors ever. And so, you know, the question's going to come down to is, like, I mean, she did have those back-to-back knockout losses, you know, to Holly Holmes and Amanda Nunes, and then after that, she's like, you know what, I'm done with MMA. I'm going to retire. And then that just kind of opened the doors for her to try new ventures. And that's when she essentially came into the world of professional wrestling, right? And so when Carano, when she retired from MMA, essentially she transitioned into acting. You know, she secured roles in a variety of films, actually. She, from big franchise films like Fast and Furious to Deadpool, Star Wars. I mean, she's a big actress. I mean, she's not just some fly in the pan kind of person who, you know, tried out a few roles here and there. I mean, she's pretty noteworthy, guys. I mean, she's done a lot of incredible things, and hats off to her. Now, the interesting thing about this whole scenario is Jake Paul. Jake Paul is unbelievable. This guy continues to put his name on some of the most important things when it comes to the world of combat sports. And he himself is not going away. He lost. He took on Anthony Joshua. He lost to AJ. He's been recovering from, a broken jaw and, you know, all kinds of other things that happened because of that fight that he that he underwent against AJ, but Jake is back. And Jake is just antsy. He can't wait to get back into the ring. He's already looking at calling out opponents. There was talks about him potentially and Ryan Garcia, and now he's talking about Canelo Alvarez. I just read an article that he wants to take on Tommy Fury again in a rematch. There's a lot that he wants to do. And Jean-Claude Van Damme, if you guys watched my video just yesterday, Jean-Claude Van Damme, 68 years old or something like that, he challenged Jake Paul to a fight. So I don't see that happening personally, because I think Jake is now competing for legitimacy and legacy. I think that's more important to him. He's got all the money in the world, so he doesn't need more. Of course, everyone wants more money, but that's not his motivation anymore. His motivation, I think, is to claim legitimacy in his sport, in his craft that he loves the most, which is boxing. And I think he wants to earn and win a real title from one of the sanctioning bodies. So I think that's his mission right now. And I think we're going to see big things from him, right? So anyhow, when Jake Paul and his company, Most Valuable Promotions, got into the mix, guys, these guys are on a tear. They signed Caroline Dubois, who happens to be the sister of the former world champion Daniel Dubois, who's actually rumored to be taking on Wardley here soon, which will be for the WBO championship. So that's going to be interesting. We'll talk more about that later. Well, in another video, of course. But he's landed 2 women's MMA legends. He's launched his own Netflix deal, his first live MMA card that's going to be happening on Netflix. And headlining a major arena in Los Angeles is no joke. Right. So, this is, when I say that this is alluding to something bigger, we're talking about streaming platforms that include some very serious MMA players. The UFC doesn't own legacy super fights anymore, but star power can certainly bypass the traditional system. And when you've got big time star guys, star players and fighters on your side, on your team, in your organization, that, I'm telling you guys, can make all the difference. And like I said before, Ronda did pitch this fight between her and Gina years ago to Dana, but it didn't exactly work out, especially not. There was some obvious concerns and issues, and they just couldn't. I don't know if it was crunching the numbers or what, but they just couldn't see it, and it didn't happen. But back then times were a little bit different, and now you have big networks like DAZN. You got Netflix. You've got all these people priming to be able to take opportunities where they can, and so the landscape has definitely shifted. It's changed a lot subsequently since 4 or 5, even 10 years ago. And it's a different ballgame now. So anyone who has the opportunity to do anything, this is the best time right now. Even influencer fights are bringing in purses of about $1 million on average. It's crazy. So here's what's fascinating. Ronda saw Carano in an interview, and she said that she didn't look good. She said that she wanted to help, right? And so, and I'm talking about the reasoning, right? Because a lot of people were like, so what was Ronda Rousey's kind of motivation to wanting to headline a fight against another former MMA great, in Gina Carano, and where did this inspiration actually come from? Where did it stem from? And so when Ronda saw her in an interview, she was a little concerned. She said that she really felt bad. She wanted to reach out to Gina, and then she said that, look, I need this. I really need this fight. And look, we're not talking about promotional trash talk here. We're not talking about undermining the other individual's abilities or what they've done in the cage or anything. We're not trashing. Nobody's trashing anyone's legacy here or persona or character. I mean, there's a lot of mutual admiration and respect between these two fighters. But I mean, Ronda's last memory in MMA was not good. It was back-to-back losses, as I alluded to, Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes, and she really wanted to change, right? And this wasn't the kind of parting. When somebody leaves an organization, that's not how they want to leave. Every fighter's dream is to leave on top, right? Not with back-to-back losses, and you want people to always be kind of like talking about you, debating, wow, why did this person leave so early? Why did they leave in their prime? They had so much more to give. But when you lost brutal matches, like two brutal matches back to back, and you lose them both, it kind of takes away from the questions anymore. It kind of takes away from the whole debate aspect of it. People are starting to kind of get it, perhaps maybe as to why it was the best time for Ronda to leave, because she clearly looked like she didn't have it anymore, right? That's not how you want to be remembered, obviously, right? So definitely it was a brutal ending for somebody who once felt invincible and on top of the world, right? So look, this fight's not about rankings, and it's more about, I think, closure, right? Are we going to see a resurgence from Ronda Rousey or Gina Carano? Are they back ready to go? Like, this is the first out of, say, 3, 4, 5 fights maybe? I can't answer that question. And as far as I know, the answer is no. But never say never, right? I mean, if either of these women win out, with conviction and in a decisive manner, I'm at a loss for words today, guys, then that would clearly indicate that this individual or individuals have more to give. And they definitely have room for 1 or 2 or perhaps maybe even 3 more fights, maybe, right? So Carano, on the other hand, she walked away from her one and only loss, right? She lost, then she transitioned into Hollywood. She became a big actor. We're talking about big franchises like Fast and Furious, Deadpool, Star Wars, right? But she never got redemption. She wanted a second act in the octagon, and there was something missing, something that was burning inside of her, and she didn't feel right about it, right? But now, at her age, at 43, she feels like she's got it. That fire, that pilot light's on, and that itch is no more. Like, she's ready to go. She wants to come back, and she's pumped. And her coach said that she still got pop, all right? So pop against who? Well, I mean, she's got that edge. Those are the kind of things that coaches want to see in their fighters, because that gives them the confidence knowing that they deserve to be here, that they deserve to fight. And so with Carano, if she is exemplifying all those traits as to what a fighter needs to showcase, not only to their coach, to their team, but to themselves, then yeah, I think we're ready to go, guys, because we know Ronda's back. We know Ronda's pumped, and she wants this. Is Gina Carano in the same, on the same wavelength here? I guess we'll see, guys. I mean, former Olympic medalist and UFC champion. I mean, wow. I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot. All right. So it's going to be really, really interesting. The real question is this fight going to be competitive? Right? You got Ronda, who's 39, Gina, who's 43, or is this just like another spectacle fight? Right? I mean, at 145 pounds, featherweight bout. I mean, a weight class Rousey honestly has never competed in professionally. Carano, however, has fought at featherweight. So that's important, man. Those details absolutely matter. But so does age. So does age. So does octagon rust, durability. modern evolution of MMA, mobility, timing, footwork. There's a lot of things that go into being a very, very good elite fighter. I mean, with Ronda, it's it's so interesting, right? Both Gina and Ronda, like these guys were once at the top of their divisions, top of their classes. Both of these folks, both of these women felt absolutely invincible. There was nothing, nothing that could stop them. And then here they are today. Older, wiser, more mature. Now, the one thing about Ronda, though, it has been some time since she's been in the WWE ring, but she does have that. I mean, if she's still training, if she's still kind of, training in WWE or what have you, then I think we could have a serious, serious fight here. Because although she may have not fought or competed professionally, but if you're still training in that element, in that kind of environment, then your mobility is going to be on par, right? Uh, your body is going to be used to a lot of the moves, the bending, the twisting, rotating. That's those are the kind of things that are going to give her the edge. Now, again, I don't know. I don't know if she stopped training. I mean, after her pregnancy or what, or she came back to train again. It's hard to say. But I mean, the sport as we see it right now, when it comes to the world of MMA, especially in the year that we're in 2026, is not like how it used to be in 2009 or 2015, guys. We're talking about a completely different landscape altogether. The skill gap across these divisions has evolved substantially, to the point where it's unrecognizable for a lot of these fighters, especially a lot of these older legendaries fighters who try to train and come back. Sometimes they feel like they're missing a beat, and then the self doubt starts to kick in. They start to wonder, is this really for them? But really, a lot of it is just because everything has just changed, right? And so it's not necessarily about who's the better fighter today. Now it's about who are they, and who were they when, like what are they able to bring to the table? What kind of skills do they have? Are they able to adapt to change? Are they able to switch on the fly? There's so many different disciplines when it comes to mixed martial arts. Are they going to be able to know how to switch and move when and use those tools when necessary? Right? If you try to if you do an attempted takedown, you failed at it. What are you going to do to switch it up? Are you going to just stay on your feet and strike? Or are you willing to go for another takedown attempt and get to the ground and start to grapple? There's so many different things that an MMA fighter needs to know. And these are the things that I think people are going to be watching for when it comes to this fight. So I personally think this fight is going to represent some kind of a legacy moment for both of these fighters. I think it's going to provide some closure potentially for both of these fighters as well, and maybe just for one, because maybe the winner out of this fight is going to feel like they have one more match in them, right? Usually the thing that happens to a lot of folks that retire, they always feel like they've got one more match. But anyways, a proof of concept in Netflix is going to be this live MMA event. That is going to be interesting. It's going to be a first time ever, type of card that's going to be airing on Netflix. It's going to be exciting, guys. And look, this is just going to be another massive brand play by Jake Paul. And I think he's going to do absolutely well with this. So it's going to be absolutely epic. I truly feel it is. I mean, and I'm sure the undercard is going to be just as good. But look, I mean, honestly, expect more retired legends, more cross-promotional super fights. There's going to be more Netflix back combat events, guys. This is just the beginning. Just the beginning. And there's probably even going to be some UFC competition on some kind of streaming platforms in the near future. So definitely get used to this. I'm excited to see it. I'm sure you're going to be excited. And I mean, look, when it comes to combat sports, I mean, the whole landscape is shifting big time, especially when we're talking about how it's aired and distributed on the major networks. And now we're talking about streaming and all that jazz. I think this is going to be absolutely, it's going to be interesting. So, anyways, guys, there could be some controversy because it does involve Jake Paul, and Jake Paul wouldn't have it any other way. Jake Paul, MVP Promotions, Nakisa Bidarian, these guys, they know a thing or two about marketing and putting on a good show, right? So we know that this fight is going to happen, but if it, for whatever reason, doesn't, or things don't come to fruition, um, then that's going to be sad. But the only thing that I think we all are concerned for and that we pray for is that both Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano are in good health and in good spirits leading up to this fight. That's the most important thing. Fighter safety should always be at the top of everyone's agenda, especially when we've got aging fighters who haven't been active in quite some time. That just increases the risk and the injury level a lot higher, makes them more susceptible to potential injury, and that's something that we don't want to see. But the storyline between these two is absolutely epic. It's something that we don't want to miss. And the expectations, guys, well, we need to be realistic. Don't think of them as their previous selves about 15, 20 years ago. It is going to be a lot different, right? They might miss a few. They might be a little slow on. I'm not saying that these guys are like senior citizens or anything like that, but I mean they've been out of the game for quite some time, right? So there could be some challenges with just kind of getting back into the groove of things. But anyways, guys, it is going to be good. It's not a rankings battle or no title eliminator fight or anything like that. Just really two pioneers who are 100% unbelievable at their craft and paved the way for women's for women in the world of combat sports and MMA. And now they get the opportunity to rewrite history and their chapters, and they're going to be locking horns yet again. And Jake Paul just made sure that it happens on the biggest streaming stage in the world. So I can't wait to I can't wait to see this fight, guys. It's going to be absolutely epic. Again, it's all going down on May 16th at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, and believe me, we're going to be talking a lot more about this. So on that note, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining us again. Please smash a like and subscribe on your way out, and make sure to hit notifications so you guys never miss a beat. And the pleasure was all mine. And I look forward to catching you guys again, same time tomorrow. Don't be late.